Hello. Yeah, this is the highlighter method that I use. This is my categories as I have them organized. And yeah, so utilities, self-love, miscellaneous, gifts, transportation, health, home, subscriptions, food, savings, tie, my grandson, debt, fun, and planner. These are all the categories that I have, and in each category I have them organized with what corresponds to that category. So before I can close out the week, it's from the 12th to the 18th. These are transactions that came out after the 10th when I did the closing, but I did do them on the 10th. They just didn't come out until the 12th. So I will fast forward and be highlighting all my transactions, and I'll be back as soon as I finish and we can discuss it. I'm missing. Where are you? Well, I don't know. I'm missing a marker. Yep. I don't know where it is. No, darling. No, darling. I don't know where it is. That should be 4, and I don't see it. So I do have 6, which that's not it either. So other income, I can't. Okay, so now let's discuss this. These are transactions that I did with ATM. If you saw that I closed my wallet, my cash spending, though I have categories from my wallet here, I did not add them here. And since I did not pull out cash, I am planning on adding them here and adding ATM transactions or bank account transactions for these specific categories. That way I can see how much I have in the bank exactly and how much I have in my wallet. That's how I'll be doing it. Okay, so I will add these amounts, and then I'll come back and explain them to you guys. Sorry for the moving, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and we're back, and now I have to do the closing of the 12th to the 18th, and I have to correct an error, which if you see, I pulled this off because I forgot my health and dental transaction in the bank. And it was the closing on the 18th, exactly the 18th, but it did not show up until late. And I had to correct it because I didn't add it. So if you see, I tore off my page right here when I was pulling this out. But there you have it. In the bank, in my first account, I have exactly $656.37. You guys see it? Let me pull it up. Yeah, there you go. $656.36. In my second account, I have $7.76. And in my wallet, when I did the closing of my wallet, $37. So let me put this in the garbage. Okay. Because I see it and I'm going to get annoyed by it. Okay. We have Alice, the light. Okay. Yeah. This frustrated me. But life goes on. Tragedy is over. And yeah. So what I did after I figured that out, as I told you guys, I was going to use this side of the page of my cash envelope breakdown, my ATM use, and the categories are my cash categories. Okay, so I went over budget in these categories. In my self-love, I went $57.96 over budget. In my home, I went $90.66 over. And in my food category, I went $43.27 over. This is in lunch and teas. For my fun, I did do a class. If you go to my Instagram, you see I paid for a class, and it was to paint denim jackets. You can see my short on that. It came out really nice. I love tulips, so I did it with tulips and a butterfly. And I also added a little bling because I do like my blings. Check that out. And for miscellaneous, I spent $16.26. When I tallied that up, that came out to $233.13, plus my wallet spending, my cash, which was $84. I spent a total of $317.13 in my variable spending. Okay. So now that I discussed that, let's do the closing. For my rollover on the 12th, I started with $2,710.75. For my extra hours, 100, which that 100 I used to do savings challenges. Okay, if you see that video, go check it out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I do stuff, it says weekend dollar savings plus a little more, something like that it's called. Go check it out. And so I pull that out for that. For other income is my tax return, my cash back from spending in my credit card, and my home utilities shared. That's the income that came in this account. This is a non-week paycheck. I do get paid bi-weekly. So this week there was no income for my job. When you add everything that hit my account, that came out to $3,866.01. What was deducted? My bills. Bills are rent, my health plan, my dental plan, and my water utility. That totaled I'm going to verify. I should have verified first before I wrote it in pen. Yeah. So we have 283.35, 317, 22, 99.79, and that is $722.14 for bills in this week from the 12th to the 18th. I will subtract my total income minus 722.14, and that's $143.87, which I will then subtract my sinking funds, my sinking and savings funds, okay? What came out was my savings from my Roth. I did a Sunday bingo from Grammy's Journeys, I think it's called. Check her out. She does bingo every Sunday. She posts in her YouTube file the bingo card, and it's free. I did the 52K, and IOU I owed $5, and I added the $20. For the weekend dollar savings, $19. Pulled that out and saved that amount. For Georgette book, I did $50, and I was going to pull out $21 for sinking funds to transfer to a savings account, and I didn't do that. But that added up to, we have 10, 6, 25, 19, and 50. $110. Okay, 110. I proceed to subtract what was remaining from my after my bills minus, it's $3,143.87, and I subtract 110 and end up with $3,033.87. This remainder, I subtract all my variable spending. 3,000. Now, what did I do with my income tax return? I paid my bills. I paid my debt. Okay? Let's go over here. So I have now $3,033.87. I'm going to subtract my cash spending with my ATM spent that wasn't budgeted. Okay? $84 was cash and $233.13 was my ATM use. That adds up to $317.13, which I will be subtracting from my remainder after my sinking funds and savings. Minus $317.13, leaving me with $2,716.74, and that is what I will be using to subtract my debt payments for this week. My total debt payment is my Visa, which was my groceries. You guys know that I did grocery shopping last week and I used my Visa, so I'm paying it off, is $303.31. My MasterCard, I have a balance of $1,340.31. I'm paying it in full, $1,340.31. Ooh, 303.31, 1,340.31. PayPal. PayPal, this was paid last the week before the 12th, but it did not show up, but it did show up on this weekly budget, so plus 70. And for my Discover, I'm paying off the 302 that I have in balance, plus 302, and that's a total debt payment of $2,015.62. So my tax return was used wisely, and what I had saved was added in order to fulfill my debt payment. Hoping this time around I learn my lesson. Let's see. I'm supposed to learn and not repeat it. Guys, hold me accountable for that. Okay, so now I subtract from my remaining variable spending. I have $2,716.74 minus $2,015.62. I have a remaining of $701.12. 701.12. Okay. How do I verify that? Right here. I'm going to do it here. Wallet, 37 remaining. Second account, 776. And in my first, $656.36. Let's see. And we'll see. 37 plus 776 and 656, 36. Yay! 701.12. This is my rollover for the 19th. And I'll check back with you guys tomorrow where I will be adding my transactions since the 19th all the way to the 23rd. So I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, activate that bell, and come and join me. Until next time, bye. Adios.